Life is not for those who want to bitch and complain. Life is for those who want to live it. You see, I read in a book once where someone told his disciples, let the dead bury their dead. Let the dead bury their dead. And let those who want to live follow me. And the problem with people is they don't want to live. Nobody wants to be miserable, bro. Nobody. And that's what keeps you moving. That's what makes you strong. That's what prepares you for the future, for your future. Heartache, pain. It makes you strong. That's why when you work out, for those who understand what it means to work out, your body aches the next day, and it aches for about 3 days before your muscles start to show. But you got to put the work in. No pain, no gain. It's the same thing with life. And if you want the easy way out, let me tell you, I've had friends who have taken their own lives. I come from the Bronx, the South Bronx. I grew up not like this generation today. My generation grew up alone most of the time, hungry most of the time, in the streets most of the time, and we've had to fend for ourselves most of the time. And the first time I saw a dead body, I was 6 years old. I know what a dead body smells like, and there's nothing worse than that. And so it is easier to die than it is to live. At least that's what you would think, right? You would think that it's easier to die than it is to live. You know how strong you have to be to die? Do you know how strong you have to be to take your own life? I know a lot of people say, damn, he was weak. He took his own life. It takes a lot of heart to do that. It takes a lot of pain to do that. It's not easy to dig deep inside yourself and want to end it all. People don't wake up thinking that. That's something that happens when you're broken. That's something that happens when you can't take it no more. And so you do have to be strong to take your own life. And I'm not that strong. I'm not that strong. I'm a lot weaker than that. And so because I'm that weak, I've had to look inside myself and say, hey, you don't want to work. You don't want to get up. You don't want to feel the pain. You don't want to feel the hurt. But I'm weak enough to know that if I deal with it, I'm going to eventually get over it. And I'm going to be strong enough to know that in reality, life is hard. Life is not easy for anybody. And in reality, I'd rather be weak enough to live and keep it moving than to be strong enough to take my own life. I'd rather be weak enough to live and keep it moving and do the job I don't want to do. Take the job I don't want to take. See, there's nothing more selfish than taking your own life when you have children, when you have family, and when you have those around you who could never understand why you did it. Why you couldn't be weak with the rest of us and continue on living and dealing with everyday life the same way we all deal with it. So what? Sometimes the easy way is the hard way, and the hard way is the easy way. Which way do you want? Which way do you want? You got to get off that nonsense, that believing that the easy way is taking your own life. In reality, life is made to be an adventure. Life is made so that you can have these stories to tell your children, your grandchildren, the next generation, to tell them how your heart was broken and you got over it, to tell them how you grew up hungry and you overcame it. That's why you suffer. That's why you hurt. So that you can be an experience to others, so that you can be a hope for others who go through the same thing when you share your story. Listen, I would rather live and deal with the monotony of life and deal with the heartaches and deal with the stress and the struggles of trying to make it than to take my own life, than to wish I were dead. There's nothing worse than being weak, than feeling weak. You have to take that pain and turn it around. Just like an MMA fighter, just like a bodybuilder takes that pain and turns it into muscle, you have to take that pain and do the same. You got to take that pain and turn it into muscle, mental muscle, spiritual muscle, physical muscle. I don't look the way I do because I had an easy life. The reason why I look so young is because I had a hard life. Don't believe that nonsense that there are people who look old because they had a hard life. This is why people who bodybuild live longer, because they've had a hard life. In the gym, they put in the work, lifting the heavy weights. The MMA fighter, the boxer. You want an easy life? You're going to have a harder life when you get older. And then you're going to feel old. You want a hard life? That hard life is going to make you strong. I was a fighter for over 20 years. And my motto was always, if you train soft, you're going to fight soft. But if you train hard, you're going to fight hard. So train the way you want to fight. And in life, if you want to be strong, don't be afraid of the hardships. Don't be weak. Allow yourself to go through these hard times. They never stay. They never last. Just like joy doesn't always last, sadness doesn't always last. Just like happiness doesn't always last. Nothing that isn't good always lasts. There are ups and downs, ins and outs. That's life, man. And if you want to grow old and be happy at a young age, then you need to put the time. You need to put the time in. You need to put the work in. And if you don't work, you don't eat. And if you don't put the time into your body, then your body becomes weak. If you don't put the time into your mind, then your mind becomes weak. And if you don't put the time into your heart becomes weak. That's why you go through heartaches. That's why you go through heartaches. That's why you go through mental anguish and mental pain, to make you mentally strong. So, if you want to be strong, allow pain to come into your life and take that pain, turn it around, and let it push you forward so that you can be a stronger man, a stronger person, a better, successful person in every way. In every way. There are two types of people, right? There are those that do, and there are those that don't. And those that don't get anywhere in life. And those that do get somewhere in life. I'm a perfect example of that. I was raised without a mother, without a father. I was hungry most of my life. I've been awake more than I've been asleep because of the night terrors that I get. You know how hard it is to go to sleep for me? Then I stay awake. And while I'm awake, I do things. I study, I read, I take advantage of that time. Like a computer that doesn't sleep, that constantly has numbers and information going around his head. I take advantage of that situation. I don't stress over it. So this is why you hear the roosters in the background, is because while everybody's sleeping, I'm still awake and they're calling for everybody else to wake up. You got to turn things around for the better. You got to make yourself strong. Life will make you strong. Hardships will make you strong. Try not to take the easy way out. That's just going to make you weak. Think about life as a workout. Think about the job you do as a workout. Think of it as a way to make you physically stronger, mentally stronger, spiritually stronger, and look forward to working out every day. That's what drives me to keep going and to do the things that I don't want to do, to do the job that I don't want to do. I say to myself, this is just a workout.